There is in us a compulsion, an inner dynamism, propelling us toward divine wholeness. It must remain unconscious, and so compelling. This compulsion may take the form of a need for a secret. Paradoxically, perhaps, this final wholeness necessarily remains unconscious, dark and hidden. Tom Cheetham, Green Man, Earth Angel, the prophetic tradition and the battle for the soul of the world. We like to believe that we are thinking, rational beings, aware of the world around us to a greater degree than is possible for any animal. We fool ourselves. As mystics from cultures the world over have said from time immemorial, we are only sleeping, dreaming that we are awake. If this is true, then reality is not what we think it is. We see only that part of life that filters through to our dream. There is a greater world out there, full of things unseen and literally undreamt. To know it, we have but to awaken. That is what a mage does. He awakens and begins to consciously dream new things into existence. The sea of time grows murky as one approaches the distant past. Ruins, artifacts, cave paintings, all this evidence of history tells an incomplete tale. Even a master mage cannot part the curtains of time so far back to see what truly occurred. The magical orders have a mythology about their beginnings, the leg end of a fallen civilization and a war for the throne of reality. The names for that civilization are many, most of them lost over the years. But even the sleeping know one of them and seek evidence of its truth, Atlantis. For many years uncounted in the far distant past, mortals suffered at the whim of monsters, haunted by spirits and preyed upon by bloodthirsty revenants. Mortals in those times adhered dogmatically to fearsome superstitious customs, which proved their only means of keeping weak spirits at bay while appeasing the strong ones. Beset by creatures stronger than they, culled by howling beasts whenever they migrated into territories whose borders they couldn't possibly perceive, mortals found it nigh impossible to advance above their need for survival, to envision ways of living outside of fear.
Then came the dragon dreams. Certain mortals, in lands scattered far and wide, began to dream of an island, a lonely land jutting from a windswept sea far from any known coast. A spire rose from the center of the isle, pointing at the pole star. It seemed to the dreamers that this was the axis of the world, the pole upon which the bowl of the sky turned. And upon this pole, at its apex, nested the dragons. In the dreams, these great worms of legend would rise up into the winds, one by one, circle the spire with their beating leathern wings, and set off toward the infinite horizon, to places the dreamers could not imagine. No other creature stirred on the isle and no spirit hunted there. No being dared intrude upon the dragon's lair. As the dreams progressed, the dreamers came to realize that the dragons never returned. Each night, another dragon would leave, so that the remaining numbers grew small. Finally, the last dragon took wing and glided away, to the west, never again to be seen. The dreams continued to come, but now the isle was empty. Nothing moved there. For many nights, the dreamers saw the isle, abandoned and forlorn, and knew that it waited for them. The island had called to them, compelling him, seeking new inhabitants. Following the lead of the dreamers, small bands of mortals set out to sea from many different lands, each following the vision given to them in dreams. They sought the island where, far from the lands of predation, they knew they would be free to forge their own destinies, unafraid of the night.